Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title, this is not going to be a vlog. This is a story time. So I'm going to discuss what happened, how I ended up breaking my foot, and how my job ended up firing me for it. I'm still in the boot. As you can tell, the cast is off, but still booting up. So let me start. About a month ago, I was going to my car for something, and I left my left foot hanging out the door, and I was reaching into the car. I was sitting in the driver's seat. I was reaching into the car, left my left foot hanging out the door, I don't even know what I was looking for at the time. I don't even remember. But the wind blew and slammed on my foot. So at the time, of course, I did the famous ooch and ah, cuss words, you know, all of that. And I kind of figured it would be all right. So I went to work, you know, still did my normal regular routine as I normally do. I would say probably day 2, I woke up and my foot was swollen. It was so puffy. It was like this big. It was crazy. So I was like, okay, something ain't right. So I still went to work. I'm a good worker. So I still went to work. But I kind of like was hopping because when I put pressure on my foot, it hurt. So I knew something wasn't right, but I really didn't know what it was. I've never broken anything or injured myself really bad before. So, you know, I really wasn't, you know, I know. So I went to work, and for you guys who don't know, I worked at a psychiatric hospital. I worked in the business office. So my job really did not consist of a lot of walking, but we do walk to the unit. So, and you know, the people roam free around there. You know. Anyway, so I went to work, and I worked the whole week with my foot like that. And so by the weekend, I was like, okay, if it's not healed up by the weekend, I'm going to go to the ER. So I went to the ER. They did an x-ray, and they said that they really couldn't tell on the x-ray. The doctor was like, you know, if it's a hairline fracture. That's Joy, y'all. The doctor was like, if it's a hairline fracture, then it might not show up on the x-ray. He recommended, okay. He recommended for me to, what? Go tell Morgan. Stop. He recommended for me to see an orthopedic doctor. So that was like a Sunday. I couldn't get in to see the orthopedic until Tuesday. So say hi. I still went to work. So, can you move? Anyway, so I still went to work. Yeah.
Hi.
Okay. She's singing. Anyway, okay, so back to my story. So I went to work, and then I saw the orthopedic doctor the next day. My appointment was. So I go to the doctor, and of course he does an x-ray. So he does his x-ray, and he comes back and he's like, okay, so your foot is crushed. He was like, it's the equivalent of taking a sledgehammer and slamming it on your foot. So My guess is that the more walking I did on it, no bueno. Like, I made it worse. I think I made it a lot worse than what it originally was hurt, you know. So that's my, y'all, if you hurt yourself, just get yourself checked out. Don't wait, because it's not gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. So at that time, he was like, we can cast it, or you can continue wearing the boot that I showed you. So I was like, I want to wear the boot. Like, who's gonna want to do a cast? Like, nobody wants to walk around with a cast. So I did the boot, but there was the catch. The catch was, he did not want me up on my feet, like standing, for no more than 2 hours a day. So in the 24-hour period, I can only stand for 2 hours of that. So 22 hours, I need to be sitting down or laying down. So I was like, okay, I don't know how my job is going to feel about that. And he was like, well, that's what you need to do. So a little discouraged, I went and talked to my job, explained the situation, you know, and they knew that my foot was swollen because I showed them. They saw it was swollen. Even the CFO saw my foot was swollen. So it wasn't like I was trying to pull something over, play hooky, or nothing like that. Like, you can't fake no swollen foot. So when I called and talked to my manager, she was like, you really need to talk to HR and see what their policy is for that, because that's a really tight restriction. I was like, okay, you're right. You're right. So I talked to HR and they were like, okay, yeah, that's really tight. So why don't we give you a week and see how well you heal after that week, and see if we can lift the restriction, get the restriction lifted some, you know, just so I can at least be a little more mobile. I said, cool. Unfortunately, after a week, I was not healing properly and I still had pain. So it did not go to better. It kind of went to worse, because I went back after a week and I had to be cast. Yeah. So they had to cast me, which I wasn't a very happy camper about. I didn't want the cast, but I knew with the cast I could have a little more mobility because the cast was going to protect me. So I went ahead and got a cast, and they cast my foot, and he said the cast needed to stay on for 2 weeks. It's like, cool, you know, 2 weeks. So I got to pick the color of the cast. Of course, I picked pink, my favorite color. And so when I had to make that call to my job to explain that the restrictions were not going to be lifted, I'm actually in a cast. HR's words to me were, well, we can't hold your position for you. So they were like, you know, if you can't come back to work, not with a scooter, not like limping around, then it was kind of like, you can't come back to work. So, I mean, I told him I understood, but I really didn't understand. Like, I sit down at work. It's not that big of a deal to let me, you know, hike my foot up on a chair and still do my job. I mean, it's not rocket science. I'm not, you know, operating on anybody. It's not that crucial. I could have kept my job. But, I mean, what are you going to do? What would you guys do in that situation? I mean, it was out of my control pretty much. So I really had to just go with the flow. I mean, it wasn't anything that I could really do or say. And to be honest with you guys, my health is important, and I don't want to do anything that's going to jeopardize me not being able to walk And most importantly, me not being able to wear heels again. Okay? Because I needs that in my life. Anybody who knows me knows I love my heels. And for me not to be able to wear them, I would be devastated. So, I'm getting a job. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, I got the cast off going on 2 weeks. And then I have to wear the boot for 2 weeks. So, I am in my... I think I have the boot on now for like 2 weeks and 2 days. I go back to the doctor in 2 more days. So, and I would say this, you know, it's a lot better than what it was. Like, I don't have that much pain anymore. I can't put too much pressure on it. It does hurt. You know, when I try to put shoes on, not there yet. But, you know, it's a slow process. And I know everybody heals differently. And they say from this type of injury, it does take 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm in like the 7th week. So hopefully by the time I reach the 8th week, I would be straight. Or really, really close to being straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, good. But, yeah, I broke my foot. And my job fired me because of it. I mean, it's crazy. And when I tell people, it sounds crazy. But that is the truth. And, you know, if you've been following my channel, I'm a single mother of 5 kids. So it's going to be very interesting to see how I maneuver through all of this with no job now. You know, like, what the hell? But that is my story time. That is what happened. If you have any questions, you can just leave them in the comments below. Like and subscribe. It's going to be a lot more footage. Joy. It's going to be a lot more footage coming because I ain't got no job now. So I have plenty of time to make footage for you guys. I know, right? It's always a silver lining. You know, it's always a silver lining in things. And I feel like God is in control. You know, at the end of the day, He's in control of every situation. So then when He's in control, there is no loss. There is no bad. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happens for bad can be turned into good. It's going to be for your good. We just don't know what it is, but it's for your good. And I truly believe that. And so I think that's why I'm not broken down. I'm not like all over the place trying to figure out what I'm going to do, you know, because I know He got my back. And once you know that and you believe that, then you're not stressed out. It's hard to get stressed out over stuff because it's no need to. You know, you give it to God and you let Him handle it. So, but that's my time and that's my story. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Like I said, if you have any questions you want to know about the situation, or you want to tell me how you broke something, or maybe a crazy reason why you got fired, I love to hear it. Put it in the comments below. And till my next video, bye guys. Say bye, Joy. Bye.